shaking, YouTubeites? Welcome into the CovrPrice Weekly Shaker Show. Yeah, we got the full crew here, which is kind of nice. We haven't all been together in a while, so this is kind of nice to chill and hang out. Okay, let's do a quick round table, then we'll get started. Marty, how are you?
Greetings and salutations, geeks, geekettes, and YouTubeites. Welcome to another Thursday Shaker Show, where we bring you some of the most outlandish, obscure comic books that made the list. And it's the same things we see, but always some different things too. You never know what you're going to get on the Shakers. To be honest with you, I know I never know either. So, and we were backstage talking about it earlier, looking through some of the slides, and it's an interesting list. But I'm so happy to be back, guys. I missed you guys. I took a little hiatus for a little bit, but I'm back. Let's read about some comics today, and here we go.
I missed you too. It's good to have you, Gabe. I was just telling the guys, and I told you, love the beard. It's like all the hair just went down.
Yeah, I ran it all the way down. Now I got like a happy trail that starts at my face.
I love it. It looks good.
That's a visual I do not want to have in my head for very long right there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back, man. Back at the old school. Even Lando mentioned it. Back at the old school Lords of the Longbox days, and I just had this massive beard going on. So, yeah, bringing that back just in time for the hot summer. A lot of fun stuff happening. This is a cool list. This is a fun list. People might have a chance to get a couple things on there, so it might not quite be the Ofer list that plagues most people. But yeah, let's get ready to go.
Let's do it. Last but not least, Chris, how's it going?
Hey, it's Thursday. You know what that means. It's time for the Shakers Report. Oh, man, I'm so happy I'm here today hanging out with these fine folks, my good friends. I've been having fun with my UV 3D printer over the last few days.
Ooh,
check this out. I made a custom swamp card. I got to put that in focus. But there you go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
That's very cool.
Yeah. I'm playing around with a few other things. I got like a 3D Crawlworm and 3D Charizard and Charmander. So yeah, I'm having lots of fun. See what I can make with that thing. And then you've been really busy this week. This week's been pretty crazy. Sorry about the focus thing. Speaking of this week being crazy, I just want a quick, thoughts and prayers with his family. Sam Keith, we lost Sam Keith this week. So I wanted to make sure that we brought that up. Sam Keith is an amazing artist. Absolutely love his work. The one cover of the Max facing off with Batman is one of my favorites of his. It's just really, really epic and really cool. So Sam Keith, we lost you way too soon, but I wanted to throw that out there while I had you.
And Chuck Norris too, man. Don't forget about Chuck Norris. We lost Chuck Norris too.
We did lose Chuck
Norris. Very iconic figure, man. Yeah. It's just amazing, incredible, man.
Yeah. It's interesting because the day after Chuck Norris died, my Chuck Norris comic from the 80s, which I had on my eBay store for months and months and months and months, sold. And that's how I found out that Chuck Norris died. And then the same thing happened with Sam Keith. I had like half of my Max #1s, a darker image, and a Max #2 sold, all to the same person. And I went, what's going on? And then I found out Sam Keith died. It's pretty weird.
Yeah. And I think we've had actually Max on the list too in past episodes on the Shaker list too.
I think it was like a newsstand or something like that.
That I know we had like the purple ash can. Like a long time ago. That was on the list. That was super expensive. Yeah. Rest in peace, Chuck Norris. Rest in peace, Sam Keith. Rest in peace, CBCS. They all come in threes, right? So
we also lost CBCS. Yeah. So that means that if you want your comics graded, you're going to go to CGC or PSA because PSA's got those really ugly red labels.
Maybe PGX is still around or Halo.
They're still around. They're still doing business.
Gabe, you want to speak to this one?
Torpedo announced today they're no longer carrying new books. Are they going under? It's true that they're not carrying new books. I'm sure they have their reasons, and I got some ideas about what those reasons are. They all over there are really conscious, profit margins and what works and what doesn't work. So, rest in peace, Torpedo Comics, new comic books. Also, so it's interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see if they are having issues with new books or not wanting to carry new books and wanting to move more than likely just to back issues. It's interesting if that's going to be something that other stores might be affected by as well. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. I don't think they're definitely not going under. That's not happening. But they are having to make adjustments, it seems like.
A shift and an adjustment. You do that in business,
Yeah. And new books. New books are a hard thing. I've talked to Laura about this in private before. New books are a hard thing. Back issues will always be in demand.
Yeah.
I think if comic books stopped being published, there will still be a demand for back issues. So I think those will always be the king of the hill.
Guys, is my mic better? I think I was echoing. Is that better? Testing.
You sound fine?
Much better.
Oh, that's better?
Yeah,
all right, cool.
You do sound good. It was just we were hearing ourselves in your
Yeah,
in
you
your
were just
mic.
doing an echo.
But it's good now.
All right, perfect. And let's get started. But really quick, shout out to JSS Brooklyn, our wrench in the chat. You're always just doing such a great job of everything. So thank you for being here. Let's dive right in. We're gonna cruise tonight. We didn't even talk order. The order you guys are in. Marty,
we didn't, did we? Who, me? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
Marty, you go. You're up.
Okay, let me get my eyes on. Let me find the
Gotta get your readers.
readers. I'm getting old, man. Okay.
I feel attacked.
You feel attacked.
That's right.
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to offend.
No, not you, Gabe.
Number one shaker on the show tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is Crime Patrol number 16, published by EC 1950. Writer is Al Feldstein. Interior artist, we've got Johnny Craig. And cover artist, once again, Johnny Craig. Okay. Can someone please circulate a petition to make second appearances great again? Even in the sports card collecting world, everyone wants a player's rookie card, but the second year card gets no shine. Well, in this case, the second appearance of the Crypt Keeper is getting its due, mainly because the first appearance in Crime Patrol number 15 has skyrocketed in value, with a record high of $36K for a graded 9.2 sold last year, and most recently selling for $12,200 in the graded 6.0. This week saw the Crypt Keeper's second appearance hit an all-time high, raw high, of $4,500 for a very fine copy, which surpassed the raw high of this first appearance by $50, although that was in good condition. As more of these first appearances from the Golden and Silver Ages get out of the range for the average collectors, expect to see these second appearances continue to climb in price and importance. That is so cool. I love these old comic books with the Crypt Keeper. Anything within that era, I really, really gravitate towards, because it just comes from a period too, even right before the Comics Authority, right? So you're getting a lot of some very raunchy, raw material here. And to see something like this go for even a very fine for $4,500 from the 1950s, you're talking about a piece of history. I mean, aside the fact that, this book is the second appearance of the Crypt Keeper, I mean, this is history.
So when I first saw this cover, when I was compiling the report and everything, I thought I had to do a double take, because I thought the ghost hand was holding a cell phone and showing the blonde her, like, the photo.
I can see that. I can see it. Yeah. Bad
her
thing.
replies with like, "Oh, like how dare you use that Instagram filter or something like that." No, it's all.
my OnlyFans is supposed to be secret.
That's right. She's being confronted, right? It's a
Well,
black.
she does have green hair too, so.
It does look green.
But yeah, so I after I saw that, I couldn't unsee it. I know it's a doorbell, but it really struck me. I know that I've talked about typography before. I like the font used in Crime Patrol. I think it really stands out. Really good font placement. All of these old crime books have that, and I dig it in one way or another. So good stuff.
And I love Johnny Craig. I'll just throw that out there. I love his work. He's the one that did the cover for Crime Suspense Story 22, that infamous cover, decapitation cover that was used as the salacious means of capsizing EC Comics and starting the Comics Code Authority, that infamous cover. So shout out to him. Great work from that guy for sure. Iconic artist from the 50s.
All right, not a bad way to kick off the shaker list, guys. We have Crime Patrol number 16 from EC 1950, a raw, very fine, coming in at $4,500. That's impressive. Gabe, you're up next. Shaker number 2.
Oh, I didn't even know I was up next. We didn't go over the order. Either way, number 2 is a great one here. Check it out. Cyblade and She, The Battle for Independence number 1. I love this book. Mark Silvestri, special edition, cover B, from Image Comics 1995, written by Billy Tucci and Gary Cohen, interior art by Billy Tucci, Jimmy Palmiotti, Nielsen Asensio, cover artist Mark Silvestri. A massive crossover for the time. Cyblade, She, The Battle for Independence, saw indie creations like Madman, The Tick, Usagi Yojimbo, Phone Bone, Cerberus, Gabriel, not me, and Mr. Spock join Cyblade and She as they battled the evil corporation Cyberdata. Off the page, the comic industry was in a similar situation as 1995 brought mergers, takeovers, and reorganizations galore. According to then Image executive Larry Marder, who wrote the introduction for the series, in addition to uniting many of the independent comic publishers of the time, this series is also known for the first appearance of Silvestri's Witchblade. That series, created by Silvestri, David Wohl, and Brian Haberlin, as well as the late great Michael Turner, debuted in 1995 via Top Cow Productions and follows Sarah Pazzini, a New York City detective who becomes a host of the Witchblade, an ancient, sentient, and powerful gauntlet that grants her supernatural abilities and draws her into a world of mystical artifacts, demons, and secret societies. And she was half naked throughout the whole series, and that really helped create a buzz around that book.
I bet.
Yeah. Either way, this Silvestri variant is one of 4 covers published for the series and probably the most aesthetically pleasing. This has also become the most valuable cover of the 4, as this week a CGC graded 9.8 copy sold for $350, beating the previous high of $295. For comparison, a CGC graded 9.6 of the special edition cover A sold for $115 in January.
All right.
Nice.
Man, I like to dub this around this era of the 90s, man, was the prime time of the sexy women in comic books, if you will. You know?
This is the bad girl time. You're absolutely right, Mark.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely, man. And it was huge. And did you guys ever see the terrible TV series they made of Witchblade? Back in the
No.
I saw maybe the first couple episodes, and she wasn't half naked, so I lost all.
No, it was just horrible. It was the character Sarah
Bazzini.
Bazzini, yeah. But she was a detective, but there was nothing that was very, I would say, close to it being like it is in the comic books. It was just a terrible TV series.
But I'll follow up Marty with this. There is a Witchblade anime. Yeah, just look that one up. That's a lot more, skimpy outfits, cheesecakey stuff.
Right.
Really good storyline stuff because anime is really good most of the time. But that's probably the one that you want to check out if you have an affinity for Witchblade and you want something that the aesthetics and stuff of Witchblade, you want to check out that anime.
Huge.
I just can't get over how long those legs are. I mean, those are like a 48-inch inseam.
They go all the way up to her ass, man. Of course.
Well, all of our legs go up to our ass, Marty. That's just anatomy.
You guys, that was sort of a pun. Gabe.
Cyblade here is standing at 8'2", and
8 feet of that is legs.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's just really, really. Her knees must be like jacked up all the time.
She can't reach. She can't bend over to tie her shoes. She has no.
Her legs aren't long enough. Her arms aren't long enough. That's right.
Yeah.
I think it's more depth of field or something like that. Maybe it's just
Yeah.
How terrible they would draw women like that, man.
You awesome, Marty?
When she goes to get the pedicure, she has to get a booster suit, so she doesn't have to get her knee in her face.
Oh man. All right. Shaker number 2. Cyblade She, The Battle for Independence number 1. Mark Silvestri, special edition variant, image 1995. Oh gosh, I think I was in 4th grade. Top sale, CGC 9.8, $350. All right, Chris, you're up. Shaker number 3.
Speaking of naked women, we have Danger Girl Revolver number 1. This is the J. Scott Campbell Virgins variant by Jetpack Comics in 2012. Obviously, the cover art here is J. Scott Campbell. CovrPrice covered this exact variant last year when a raw near mint copy turned heads exactly by securing $125. At the time, that felt like a significant ceiling. However, the collector base has clearly decided that was just the beginning, and this recent $650 transaction proves that high-grade slabs of this issue are now entering the premium territory. Admirers of Campbell and his signature aesthetic have always coveted this specific release. Originally offered as a Virgin exclusive through Jetpack Comics back in 2012, it has become remarkably elusive today. When a dedicated fan manages to secure one, it rarely returns to the open market. It also carries a hidden historic weight that goes far beyond the cover art, as the narrative officially introduces the operative known as Revolver into the team lineup for the very first time. If you're wondering what caused a sudden leap in value, a major catalyst appears to be the wildly successful Skybound Artist Edition Kickstarter campaign, which there will be a link to in the article when this is posted tomorrow night. That launched, or tomorrow morning, that campaign for Kickstarter launched late last year for an oversized hardcover. The massive project put the original pencils back in the spotlight and seemingly reignited a wave of deep nostalgia for the franchise. Combine that with renewed enthusiasm and the lingering industry chatter about a potential feature film adaptation over at Constantine Film, and you have the perfect recipe for a secondary market spike. Watching this shift unfold has been exciting, and I wonder what prices will look like if we ever get a meaningful update about that film.
Okay. I didn't know there was a film, but cool. Okay.
Danger Girl. I mean, that is Jay Scott's baby right there, along with Gen 13, and I think he did a couple other things as well. But what can you say about Jay Scott? I mean, he always I love his renditions of his female characters. Not so much a big fan of how he does his male characters though, unless it's Spider-Man. I think he nails Spider-Man pretty well. But going back with a lot of his work to great stuff, but also I believe his colorist typically is either Nei Rufino does a lot of his coloring, or Sabine Rich does some as well. So he's got a lot of people that he typically always works with that put together what you see the final product of this.
I did not know that. I thought he did his own coloring.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Learn something new every day.
I like J. Scott Campbell's covers when they have a background. I'm not a huge fan of the backgroundless ones or the blank backgrounds, but when there's a background like this, I can appreciate the art a little bit better.
I didn't even know there was a background on this, to be honest.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. There's a background. Yeah, they're
Background?
also yeah.
The
Okay.
background was just that chick's back.
I'm just seeing side boob here. I mean, I don't know.
Oh my god. Shaker number 3, Danger Girl Revolver number 1, J. Scott Campbell Virgin Variant Jetpack Comics IDW back in 2012. Top sale CGC 9.8, $650. Marty, we are back to you with Shaker number 4.
Marty, why don't
Number
you just pretend like you've seen a boob before, okay?
Oh, I will try my best, but the more I can see, the more I'm gonna love it. Anyways, we have got number 4, G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero, number 194, Jim Rugg animated variant. This is the 1-to-10 ratio, IDW 2013. Writers Larry Hama, artist S.L. Gallant, cover artist is Jim Rugg. G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero, was a cartoon series that ran from 1983 to 1987. Yes, I remember very well as a kid watching this. This series created millions of Joe fans who aged with the brand. From films to toys to comics, G.I. Joe has remained a part of the pop culture as fan base grows and nostalgia for these 80 cartoons get heavier. In 2008, IDW began publishing comics based on Joe and Cobra. The main series, though, debuted in 2010 with G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero. G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero. This series ran until... Okay, that was strange on that read right there. This series ran until 2022, with its final issue being 300. Throughout the time at IDW, various ratio variants from the G.I. Joe brand had become quite collectible. From the crazy variant covers of special missions to other harder to find ratio variants like G.I. Joe number 6, there's no lack of variant covers that remain sought out by Joe collectors. Another extremely difficult to find book we can add to this list is the Jim Rugg 1-in-10 animation variant from G.I. Joe number 194. This variant looks like a still shot from the 80s cartoon, as Rugg perfectly captured the vibes of the Sunbow produced series. This book rarely appears for sale, and this past week set a new all-time high when a CGC 9.8 graded copy sold for a staggering $650.
Damn!
Wow.
That's okay.
I mean, that's how you end the read, right? That's how you have to end it. Okay. That's crazy. That's cool. Good to see this is getting some more love.
Yeah, I liked it though. That was good. I think we've talked G.I. Joe pretty much into exhaustion here on this show because we're always seeing a lot of G.I. Joe things coming up, and by no means, I mean, this is a great franchise. It stands the test of time till this day. So of course, I can definitely see Joe fans out there picking up whatever they can, especially when it goes way back. As nostalgia hits here, I think back before the G.I. Joe series came out, the franchise came out. The first original G.I. Joe being, the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu Grip. I actually had that as a kid, and there was a amphibious track that went along with it, and so good memories.
The thumbnail back.
Hey, Laura's
way
today.
This is
I know,
Leia.
I'm in the side panel over here. You guys can go.
That's Leia right there. She's the snorer, by the way. This one right here, she's the snorer. Okay, and
so
that
quiet.
that one's her sister right there, which we just got, and that's her litter mate. So we're going to be seeing a lot of her.
What's Leia's sister's name?
That's Lulu.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things I like most about this, first of all, I dig when comics do their art in other media styles. So the cartoon animation, I really appreciate that. But Jim Rugg and whoever did the coloring editing on this went one step further and included the scan lines that we had on the CRT when we were kids. Those old TVs, the scan lines that go back and forth, left to right.
Yeah,
I really appreciate that little detail. I think it really pulls it together. I can definitely see why a G.I. Joe fan picked this up for $650.
Yeah, I want to know how he did that. Like, what kind of technique or tool, or did he use a filter or what? Like, I'm curious how he did that. I'm going to be surprised knowing Jim Rugg that he rulered all of those lines or something.
He
like,
probably did.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice that till you said something too.
Really? That's like the first thing. Okay.
Yeah, that's the
I
first
guess
thing you notice.
because I noticed it too. Like, I was going to say the same thing.
You have that, late 70s, early 80s kind of vibe theme to it. You just automatically hit it.
Laura's
Well,
sitting
it's
here
like
like,
out of
why are there
focus,
lines
too?
going across it? I don't understand.
Well, it's
Yeah,
even
I-
like
I-
it's even like those TVs that's kind of like starting to go out a little bit. Like, it's kind of dark on the upper left hand corner.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You guys are awesome. I would never have noticed that.
No,
Well, that
John,
looks like I have
don't put
best
the
panel.
magnet against the TV. Yeah.
Yeah. I bet you this TV has, instead of having the knobs, like the knob fell off, and there's probably like a wrench on it or something. and
Probably. It's
probably
probably sitting on
tinfoil
top
on the
of a
rabbit
larger
ear.
TV that doesn't work.
But
right?
remember,
Yeah.
you had the rabbit ears on top of the TV at the
It's
time.
tinfoil.
Oh, this one didn't have
Well,
rabbit
like-
ears. This thing had like a wire hanger in the back or
A
something.
wire.
And it's probably like on top of another TV.
Yeah,
that
on
didn't
top of
work.
another TV. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
little giant
And
TVs
don't
that,
forget,
like,
don't
crank-
forget the aluminum foil too. Sometimes you get the aluminum foil on there.
Yeah.
Hey, the love is in the details. Shaker number 4, G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, number 194, Jim Rugg, animated variant 1 in 10, IDW 2013, a 9.8 coming in at $650. Not bad. We are halfway there, folks. So, Chris, what do you want to tell people before we move on?
Hey, if you guys are new to the show, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button and join all the cool people in the chat who are already subscribed. The interesting thing is, according to the stats, only about 65% of you who watch this show are subscribed. So if you're on the rewind and you don't and you're not subscribed, there's a lot of good things on this channel, and hitting the subscribe button will really help us out. So do me a favor and do that. Thank you very much.
Well said. All right, number 5, Gabe, you're up.
All right, let's go. We got another 90s comic on the list today with Galactus the Devourer, number 3 from Marvel Comics 1999. Louise Simonson was the writer. John Buscema was the artist. Cover art by Bill Sienkiewicz. What a stacked team on this book.
For real.
When working through aftermarket sales data, there's always seems to be a book that pops off without having any glaring reason to do so. This week, a seemingly normal back issue popped for a massive sale when the first documented 9.8 sale in CovrPrice's data took place. A CGC graded 9.8 copy of Galactus the Devourer, number 3, sold for $340 on the aftermarket. And at first glance, it's a little tough to discern the push behind the sale. But digging a little deeper does reveal some interesting things about this book. There is a legitimate census scarcity on this book, with only 7 graded copies in the wild, 6 universal and 1 signature series, and only 4 of those in 9.8 condition. Additionally, the cover for this book is quite striking, featuring Galactus going at it with numerous Marvel heroes, and his quintessential 90s cover features work by the legendary Bill Sienkiewicz. Breaking down the reason behind a sale this big when the raw book goes for around cover price is always tricky. But since the scarcity and Bill Sienkiewicz's popularity could have certainly played a factor in this one.
What do you guys think?
Yes, badass cover. Just that alone. Interesting data that CovrPrice brought up as far as the sales data and all of that and rarity of it. But I mean, look at the cover. This cover right here is a busy cover, however, not so busy that it hurts your eyes too much. Kind of like that. Remember that Sonic Hedgehog cover that I think only people with ADHD could probably relate to. But this is so much better right here, man. I really like this. Sick cover too.
It's always these things that pop off where it's like, I don't get it. It's, these books you could find in probably a $1 bin, or maybe even like a quarter bin or like a 50-cent bin. Like these are those kinds of books. It's a really stacked creative team. So that's interesting. But $340 for a 9.8, that's really strange. I'm very curious behind all of that.
So there are only 6 of these on the census period, and 4 of them are 9.8s. I don't really know why else.
That's probably going to change. A lot of people are going to find this in the $1 bin and find 9.8 contenders, put them in, and this $340 is probably going to be the top selling price. You're going to flood the market pretty soon at 9.8 for this book or something, I bet.
Yeah, it's interesting. It really is. I don't remember this storyline back from '99. I was reading comics at the time. I was buying Marvel. I don't remember this.
Yeah,
It's not even the first in the series, right? Because
it's the third. I think it's either a 6 or 12 issue series. Like it's
a 6-issue series.
Yeah, it's back when Marvel was just pumping out like miniseries after miniseries.
So this same creative team did all 6 issues. Number 1 has quite a bit more on the census with 28 9.8s. But number 3 only has 6 on the census period. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Hey, congratulations to the seller. $340 for a $1 book. Good for you, buddy.
Right.
Good for you. And congratulations to whoever bought it. I'm sure they love it.
Galactus the Devourer, number 3, Marvel 1999, a CGC 9.8 coming in at $340. Chris, what do we have for 6?
We have Invincible, number 9 by Image Comics in 2004. Robert Kirkman, Ryan Otley, and internal art by Corey Walker. Take a trip to the past when Invincible was hitting the shelves. So it had a lower readership and print runs of under 10,000. Oh, to be a collector then and snagging up this killer issue. There's so much going on within, including the first appearance of Monster Girl, Shrinking Ray, and the Lizard League, and the first cameo appearance of Bulletproof. This also featured the debut of beloved Star Trek-like space crew, and its second issue, the Ryan Otley, got to crush the art on. It's a seminal early book for Invincible fans to chase, and it's quite difficult to find, with Monster Girl and Bulletproof being highlighted to the newest season. It's no wonder collectors are circling back to secure this book before it could potentially go higher. Recently, a collector pulled out all the stops and secured a CGC 9.8 copy of this book, one of 39 on the census, for an incredible $2,245. That's a $340 jump, not even a month after the last all-time high was established. Since February of last year, it's jumped every time it hit the market, but that's what's selling. Movement on raw copies and graded copies is pretty similar, with graded copies seeming to take the lead recently. Collectors are holding on tight to Invincible books, and when a rare book hits the market, collectors are scrambling to pay the premium.
Yeah, this is a beast. This entire series just goes for top dollar. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Invincible is at like fever peak right now, especially with the series starting. So I'm sure we're going to see a lot more crazy Invincible related sales coming soon.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. It's the Invincible craze. I don't think it's stopping for quite some time. So if you're late getting on board this train, man, you're sucking, dude. I'm just going to be honest with you. But if you've been on this train since the beginning, good for you, man, because look at the sales. It's just incredible.
Yeah, and with the last episode that aired last night didn't feature them, but issue 2 and 3 of this new season featured, the cast of the crew of the Venture, which that's that Star Trek parody. I wonder that could be why this has had another recent sale, because this is the first appearance of them. But you got Monster Girl, you got Bulletproof, you got all these different characters in the Invincible universe that are so important, and every single Invincible that's been printed commands a premium, pretty much, especially if it's a 9.8. So
these books they didn't sell that well. Like they were very, very low sell numbers.
Very much.
I think Kirkman said like 15,000 was like the peak, and that was like a little bit later in the series.
A lot of his work was like that. Even Walking Dead was like that too.
Yeah, at first. Yeah, at first until the show came out, but we don't have.
Until the show came out, right?
Yeah, Invincible is a show, but it doesn't have a book out. But that's good for everybody right now who is doing like variant covers for Invincible, who are selling Invincible back issues. I'm sure like the trade paperback market is exploding with Invincible. I'm glad that people are finally reading this book.
We'll buy them every time we have them, and that's all we get requests for.
I'm glad to see people getting some love. I'm glad to see that Ryan Otley's getting love. I'm glad to see just this book finally getting its appreciation. I'm a big fan of this book for a long time. So great. Glad to see it.
Marty, stop. Okay. Shaker number 6. Invincible
Are they
number
really
9.
Yeah.
They're overpowering our conversation.
Are they really?
Here, I'm going to mute you. Look at that. Look at the difference. Oh, it's so much quieter. All right, unmute.
Oh my God! Just mute me when just mute me throughout. Then,
Marty, it must be like really easy to fall asleep next to them.
Very much
because they're that white sound coming from Leah is just
very.
It makes me want to fall asleep right now.
Right. That's exactly the whole. When they sleep with me, it's gotten to a point where I can't sleep without them now. So I'm kind of codependent, if you will, on their snoring when I go to bed. And you're actually hearing two dogs snore within the rhythm of each other.
We're getting it in stereo.
Yeah, you've got Lulu snoring, so that one goes and the other goes, and so that's what you're probably getting tonight.
Before we move on, Laura, guys, if you have Invincible books, I know a lot of people have them. I know a lot of people are hoarding them. Pay attention to the market, because as soon as they announce that it's not going to be renewed, or we come to the end of the story, those prices are going to start dropping, and then you're not going to be able to sell them for the price that you want. So we see high after high after high of the first 15 books. Every time one comes up, they go for an all-time high. Maybe save that last 10% for the next person and just go ahead and sell it now.
We'll see, because there is a movie kind of in the works, so we'll see.
Yeah, I hear mixed opinions on that. Everybody's like, if you have Invincible, you should be holding. So I mean, I guess it depends. Like if you want to be like, how much you want to risk, I guess.
Yeah. So before we log off Invincible, real quick, I'm gonna just plug real fast. I do have an original page of Invincible up for auction on Shortbox. So if anybody wants to check it out, if anybody's like a big fan of Invincible, I have it's the Ryan Otley pencils, and a second page which is the Cliff Rapperton inks of the page where spoilers, where Conquest kills Adam Eve and tosses.
I was gonna say, you don't just have pages; you have the pages. That
I have a major page of Invincible that is up on Sharkbox right now for auction. If anybody wants to just check it out, or if you want to share it around. But yeah, it's not to brag, but it's a beautiful, beautiful page. I love it, and it's going to go to a new home.
Shout out to GSS Brooklyn for providing a link to codependency.
That's for you, Marty. That's for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We have the best chat out of any show online.
I love you guys. We love
really
you guys.
Do. Even the stats, like we have the best people in our chat. You guys are always talking, and like it's awesome. Thank you. Invincible number 9, Image 2004, a 9.8 coming in at $2,245. What do we have for number 7?
Man, the chat is blowing up tonight. I don't know if you guys are seeing it, but it's just blowing up. So we appreciate you guys, and we thank you guys for joining us, man. So I have the opportunity for the final read tonight, which is coming up as soon as I can open up my app. Okay.
Wait, this isn't the final. You'll have another one.
Here we go. Oh, okay.
You're on 7.
Okay, number 7. That's right. My apologies. Number 7 shaker is Pokemon Power number 1, distributed in Nintendo. Yeah, don't mind me. Anyways, forget it. Distributed in Nintendo Power number 111, Nintendo of America Inc., 1998. Writer, NA. Interior art, NA. Cover art is Ken Sugimori. This book made a massive jump in 2024, along with its subsequent issue also making a jump last year. This past week, a graded PSA 9.2 sold for $2,495, blowing past its previous high sale from CGC 9.6 of $2,300. So what exactly is causing this big jump from early Pokemon memorabilias? Let's take a look at the mid to late 90s. Fans of anime content were likely jumping on the flagship series that first hit the West: Digimon, Dragon Ball Z, and Pokemon. Not to say there weren't other animes, but these, and that's where my read ends, guys. Hold on a second.
Wait, where did you leave off?
Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon. Not to say there weren't other animes, but these were arguably some of the most accessible shows, as they played a public access television. Fast forward to today, and streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, and Crunchyroll have made anime shows exceedingly more accessible, moving a niche fandom into mainstream culture. In 2023, Crunchyroll reported doubling its subscriber base in the last 3 years to over 10 million, while Netflix reported that over 100 million households use their subscription services to stream at least one anime title. How does this translate to our comic book aftermarket? Let's take a look at the licensing agreement coming out of these streaming titles. In 2024, manga and anime licensing deals were worth $20.3 billion, with a projected growth rate of 11%. It is projected that this will be a $58.2 billion market by 2034. Jesus Christ. Who are these primary consumers? Gen Z. This generation is a major part of the workforce and will continue to enter the workforce through the next decade. This is also the generation with the lowest birth rates in history, meaning higher disposable incomes. Trading cards, memorabilia, and manga have all experienced massive surges of popularity. As the market for collectible continues to grow, so will the demand for older, rarer, and harder to obtain relics of the early days of this era. Pokemon Power is a perfect high-end collectible that holds a piece of history, marking the first time the U.S. has been introduced to the soon-to-be global phenomenon. Additionally, a book of this grade is extremely rare to find, with CGC reporting only 11 copies above a 9.2 grade. As these books slowly emerge on the aftermarket, the room for value growth is opportune. Wow. Interesting. Sorry about that, guys. I had 2 of the reads that were up at the same time, and I went to that first read, and then when I finished that bottom one, it was just out. It just ended right where I stopped.
No, you don't need to apologize. That was perfect. I liked it.
It happens to all of us, Marty. It happens to all of us. I've closed it. I've lost it before. I've deleted the email in the middle of the show. Like it happens.
Like crap.
But Pokemon is. I don't even think it's even at its peak yet of popularity and money being spent on it. This is Pokemon for like little kids who are now grown-ups. Like this was their life. It was like Pokemon, Power Rangers, things like that. And we just had that giant Pokemon card sale for like $14 million. So there's a lot of spotlight on Pokemon. A lot of spotlight on anime, like you're saying that read. A lot of spotlight on manga right now. So it's going to be really interesting to see this market and how it kind of grows or what happens to it in the future.
Gabe, do you have one of those machines in your grocery store?
What machine?
Like the little Pokemon vending machines?
Yeah, one of the grocery stores I go to has it. Yeah, and there's always people fighting around it over.
We have one at our Fry's that just opened, and I was there the other day, and I walk up and like security's all around, and I guess two people got in a fight in front of the machine because like I guess there's Pokemon etiquette, and if you're at the machine and you buy because like they give it in allotments apparently, but if you buy something, you're supposed to go to the end of the line, then come back. But the guy at the front of the line was just like going over and over, and the other guy punched him, and it was like this grown men.
Jeez.
Over
I was at my Target, this Target by my house the other day, and this is a Target like I call it. It's a Targetto, like it's the bad Target, right? Every town has like a Targetto, and then like the nice Target, which is like the Target. And this Targetto always has like cops. Every time I go there's always cops there because someone's shoplifting or something's going on. And I was there, and there was like 4 or 5 cop cars. I go, oh well, another day at the Targetto, great. When I go inside, and it's like 6 younger, mid-20s, late 20 female cops, and they're all at the Pokemon stand, and they're all buying Pokemon cards. So it's really interesting. Like that's, Pokemon cards are ridiculous. Anytime you go to like a card show, like I've vended comic books at certain card shows in town, and the Pokemon booths are out of control and crazy. Lots of money being exchanged at these Pokemon tables.
Yep.
It's a phenomenon, and it's a global phenomenon, not just here, but
and it hasn't hit its peak because it said in the read $58.2 billion by 2034.
Well, it's probably going to continue to grow because I've gotten a lot more into like reading manga recently and watching anime myself a lot more recently than I used to. So I think it's I think manga and anime are just eating the lunch of comic books right now. Like you go to the Barnes and Noble, the comic book, there's like 1 or 2 shelves of like trade paperbacks, and like 30 shelves that wrap around half of the store of manga, and there's always kids there reading it. There's always people there hanging out. There's a shift going on. It feels like.
Yeah, Pokemon is insane. Anything you can get from any kind of media you can get from the late 90s that's Pokemon related, you should try to grab it if you can. The Valiant comics, if you can get those are really good too. This came in Nintendo Power number 111. The cover for Nintendo Power 111 was Atomic Bomberman, and had this also came with a poster, like a 3-fold out poster of Pokemon that came in the original Nintendo Power as well. But this was an insert that came with that magazine. And remember that the majority of people in 98 got these either from like Barnes and Noble or the supermarket when they're picking up Nintendo Power, or they got them in the mail. So to have, anything that's even a 9 or higher in any kind of magazine that had circulation, even if it's an insert like this, is pretty incredible. I'm a fan of Pokemon, the actual video game. I have I've at least played every generation. I really don't like the new one though, the Legend Z to A, because they changed the combat system, and I can't stand it anymore. It sucks. It took the joy out of the game for me. I actually stopped playing it. It was just really bad. But to each their own, right? The card game is 100% insane. Just like all card games are really popular right now, and this is the Whatnot effect. Whatnot streams and eBay streams, people doing live cracks of packs, selling packs for $20 a piece in some cases. It's pretty crazy. Between Pokemon and One Piece and now Dragon Ball, which has had like 8 failed games over the life of the IP. But the cards are really expensive because they have these like 1 in 5 box, special art edition cards that are worth thousands of dollars.
Well, I mean, I think with this one, though, guys, if you spot it out in the wild, if you see anything in the Nintendo Power from this realm, pick it up. It's a no-brainer. Pokemon Power #1, distributed in Nintendo Power #111. Nintendo of America, Inc., 1999. PSA, 9.2. I'm curious if we're going to start seeing PSA pop up on this list more. $2,495. What do we have for number 8?
Number 8. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. Number 8, check it out. Star Wars Dark Force Rises, #2. Matthew LaFerry cover from Dark Horse, 1997. Written by Mike Barron, interior art by Terry Dotson, cover art by Matthew LaFerry. This week, we have a particular one on our list for sure. The fact is, there's not much to glean on why this book sold for an all-time high of $424 for a CGC 9.8. We got another one of these mystery books.
Yeah.
True, it is a Star Wars title, which can command premiums for earlier issues, but even the first issue of the series has only reached $300 for a CGC 9.8. Before this sale, the fair market value for issue 2 at a CGC 9.8 was $80. So it's kind of wild to see a jump 5 times over value. Yes, this is the Marvel adaptation of the Timothy Zahn novel, and fans of Admiral Thrawn can relate to the series, but it remains a baffling sale for an early Star Wars title. More than likely, you will have to chalk this up to a fan who really wanted this book and a seller who didn't want to let it go for cheap and didn't flinch at the $424 price tag.
It's a weird tag, 424.
Wow.
Like, scope a dollar.
Yeah, that's a random number for sure.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This whole thing is strange, just like with that Galactus book. Like, why is,
Well,
what's up?
here's my theory on this. You have a Star Wars fan that wanted the book. He went into a bidding war with someone else, and pride and ego got in the way, and he was willing to spend $424 because, as a Star Wars fan myself, I'm looking at this book, and I'm a huge Timothy Zahn fan as well. Love his novels. Love anything Dark Horse Star Wars. If you understand, especially current Star Wars comics as well, they fill in gaps and they add to the story that you see in The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, any of the shows you see that Star Wars has created. That's created for Star Wars, that is. And so I love the comic books, how they fill in certain gaps and adds to storylines and what have you. This right here, I don't see the appeal yet on this. Of all other Dark Horse comics, and especially Timothy Zahn novels that this is adapted from, hopefully maybe something will immerse in the future. But as of right now, wow, I'm just going to go with the bidding war.
Bidding war sounds like the obvious.
So
right?
There is a character that's featured primarily in this run called Cyblade, Joris Cyblade, who became the new mentor for Luke Skywalker. It's not that character's first appearance, but it's the first major story featuring Cyblade. So maybe somebody knows something that we don't, and the next Disney property that's going to have Star Wars will feature Cyblade.
And then you get into, why are they adding to canon from Legends now, after they've already said they're not going to Legends is no longer part of canon. So
they've done it before.
Oh, many a times, of course.
Disney
they've screwed it up. But they've just screwed it up, man. You know, and
Disney has pulled from the Dark Horse storylines a couple times, and from the pocket novels, they pulled from them a few times. So.
Yeah,
Interesting stuff. This is the second book on this list, guys, that we were not really sure where it came from, but Star Wars Dark Force Rising #2, Dark Force 1997, CGC 9.8, $424. We only have 2 left, and Gabe's to show us what's shaking on the aftermarket. What do we have for 9?
That's me, right? Shaker number 9, we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Warriors of the Forgotten Sewer by Mirage in 1994. Writer and interior art and cover art all by Dan Berger. Promotional comics that came with toys were made popular by some of the great toy brands in the 1980s and 90s, like He-Man, which had Bruce Timm's first comic work, DC Superpowers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Spawn. These comic books were not taken seriously, as most were read and then dumped in the trash with the toy packaging, while the toys were played with. As nostalgia has taken over, these 80s and 90s toy brand comic book collectors have been searching for these mini books, especially in high grade, pushing up the prices on them. This Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle mini comic is just another example, as it originally came with the Playmates Warriors of the Forgotten Sewer toy line, which featured Dwarf Dawn, Warrior Bebop, Savage Leo, and Gatekeeper Rocksteady. Also appearing in the comic book were Knight Mike and Savage Leo with Sewer Warcat variant and Spellcaster Splinter. It's a fever dream of characters that were put in the toy form. Though those features were never released, those last ones that I read were never actually released. Raphael must have been too busy in another dimension, as he wasn't even mentioned at all in the toy line. The typical raw copy for this mini comic insert sells for $35 in a very fine or fine condition, but this week saw a monster sale for $385 for a graded 9.8, which is nearly double the previous sale recorded in 2023. As collectors attempt to differentiate their collections from other collectors, look for these niche comics to continue to go up in value, especially in high grades.
Okay. What do you guys think?
Always buy the mini inserts when you find them. Always.
Gabe, you agree?
Yeah, I mean, anything. If you're a fan of something, then yeah, you should pick up all the fun, cool stuff for it. Little mini comics, like He-Man fans, you should get the little mini comics of those that came in with toys, stuff like that. That stuff's always fun. Mask, where they, with those little mini comics that came out that were like sewn together, they were really weird. And the same thing with Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles has a massive following. They work in every genre, whether it's in space, whether it's whatever this is, weird barbarian stuff going on. It always works. So it's really cool to see this kind of stuff.
Agreed.
I love it.
Shaker number 9, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Warriors of the Forgotten Sewer, Mirage 1994, CGC 9.8, $385. Now, this next one's our last shaker, but do not leave, because right after that, Gabe's going to pull up the list, and we're going to go over everything, kind of like scan through what's going on the aftermarket right now. So, last but not least, shaker number 10.
Man, finally my last shaker, right? Okay.
There you
Shaker
go,
number 10. Yeah.
Right.
Ultimate Endgame #1, Chip Zdarsky variant. This is the 1 in 1,000 ratio, published by Marvel in 2025. All right, so we got a recent one here. Writer Denise Camp, interior artist Terry Dodson, Rachel Dodson, Jonah Scarf. Cover art is Chip Zdarsky. Ultimate Endgame is so I always have a rough time saying that name. Ultimate Endgame is spelling out the end of the Ultimate Universe as we know it. Marvel introduced its first blind bag program with Ultimate Endgame. Unfortunately, many of these bags arrived damaged with severe spine ticks. This was particularly disappointing for fans who received rare or hard-to-find covers, such as the Chip Zdarsky's 1 in 1,000 cover. Due to the nature of the blind bags, there are more than 1 in 1,000 variants that would normally exist. which means that there are likely more copies of this 1 in 1,000 variant than there ever have been for any prior ratio variant at this level. This may explain why such a rare variant is selling for less than the ratio, i.e., a 1 in 100 sells for around $100. Recently, a 9.8 sold for an all-time high of $800. Wow, that's interesting. Very interesting.
I actually
Yeah.
think I have this too.
Do you?
I'm like 90% sure because I remember the cover very vividly, and I was like, I think the girls and I talked about it for a negative space cover, so I think I have this.
Yeah, I really like this cover. I'm really mad that they're ending the Ultimate Universe again. It's like every time I start to enjoy it, they kill it. And my sweet baby boy of bearded Peter Parker with family and kids. Why can't we just have a family Peter Parker? I mean, why not? Damn
Why
you,
not?
Marvel.
Well, why not? And it depends on where they want to go with this afterwards too, because the Ultimate Universe, I think, really brought in a lot of readers who ultimately did not relate to the older version of Spider-Man. And so I'm interested to see where they're going to go after the Ultimate Universe. So
Yeah, me
All right,
too.
look for number
I
10,
hope they don't
guys.
kill him.
Ultimate Endgame number 1, Chip Zdarsky variant, 1 in 1,000, Marvel 2018, a 9.8 coming in for $800. Now that's technically the end of our shaker list, but Gabe is going to go ahead and show us what's shaking on the aftermarket, just the other stuff that we may have not covered, right?
I'll tell you what's shaking. Marty's whole house with the way that Leah is snoring.
Yeah, that poor dog, dude. Dog's awesome.
It's like a jackhammer. My goodness.
when I'll tell you, man. Disclosure here: when they were puppies and they would sleep on the bed, okay, and sometimes you have to watch them because they'll stop breathing. They have small brachias there, which causes their obstructive sleep apnea. So when they were babies, sometimes I would catch them to stop breathing, and I would have to put my hand on them, just kind of shake them a little bit, because there have been horror stories that some bulldogs have died in their sleep because they just couldn't breathe.
Wow.
Wake up for that. So yeah, and they're very, very much prone to heat, really, really bad too. So you got to really keep them cool.
Wow.
Good segue. Gabe, you're up.
Let's go. Let's
I like
roll,
that
man.
Superman number 24, Patriotic Superman.
Love it.
Love it.
Invincible number 1, man, is still climbing in price. 9.6 is $3,400.
Jeez,
Sell,
man,
sell,
look at that.
sell.
Yeah.
So
So
I
proud
don't
of
think
that.
that's the cap, Chris. I think it's going to keep going up.
maybe, but
Yeah.
well, that's a 9.6. It's not a 9.8. Sell it.
Even a 9.6, anything that's like, I would say 9.4 and high. Actually, I think anything's going to keep going up. I would
Yeah,
hold.
you can probably find like a 7.5 for this, and it'll go up in price eventually. I think too. Like Invincible's unstoppable right now for sure.
Right now,
$7,000 for a raw X-Men number 1. That stuff always gives me the heebie-jeebies thinking that someone's gonna spend that much money on a raw book.
man,
Gotta talk over the dogs.
right?
Here, I'm going to mute
Just
Marty.
mute me.
There we go. I muted it. Marty, you're muted.
Rude.
All winners. There's that Neil Adams Batman that I love so much.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. First
Hey,
row.
there's that Pokemon power that we were just talking about.
Yep. I was going through that earlier. There's some cool covers. I've seen some of these other covers for like issue 2 and 3. I remember. Silent Interlude, G.I. Joe 21. I love that cover. Love that whole just reveal of him being a part of the Ninja Assassin Guild with Storm Shadow. First appearance of Storm Shadow too.
That's the one original series G.I. Joe that I'm missing. I'm missing
21?
that one. I have. Yep. I have multiples of almost all of them. I don't have this one at all.
Good luck finding that third print. That third print was really hard to find.
No, I can't.
Just
find
because
it.
you can't tell it's a third print, you have to actually look inside the indicia and see it there. First appearance of Supergirl. That's 2,000 for 4 or 5 is not too bad. Especially with the movie kicking off pretty soon.
Yeah, no surprise there. Although I'm not really excited about the movie, but that's a different show.
Really?
Mm.
I think it'll be good. What's going on with James Gunn? He left Marvel to go to DC. I heard he left DC to go back to Marvel.
Well, yeah, there's something going on there, and I heard they're bringing back Zack Snyder in too. So I wonder what's going on with that.
Gabe, look.
What?
The Fiona Staples.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, nice.
That's nice. Yeah, that's an.
I need to get it graded.
That's a really cool cover with them traveling between the.
Is that the Spider Kid cover? Is that the Spider Kid one or?
No, this
No,
is Miles
Miles.
Morales.
Miles.
Oh, the Miles Morales. Okay.
It actually dropped a lot. It used to be a lot higher than that, but I feel like all Miles stuff.
Well, I think everything's dropped, within the last
Yeah.
like 2 to 3 years. So, or I'm not gonna say dropped. I'm gonna say, evened out. Corrected itself. I think that's kind of what's going on. Things
Market
are back to
correction
like
after COVID.
normal prices of things. Ghost Rider, this first Ghost Rider keeps popping up on the list.
Mm.
Sooner or later, they're going to announce a TV show or a movie or something for him. So, second appearance.
They
of the
did
Black
something on Agents of Shield, man. They had
that was the Robbie Reyes.
the Robbie Reyes one. Yeah,
Robbie Reyes Ghost
they
Rider,
did
yeah.
that. So they didn't do too bad of a job on it, to be honest with you. It was okay.
I like the Nick Cage movies; those were fun.
Yeah,
They were fun. Yeah. Speaking, I love the coincidence of this Ghost Rider cover of him jumping the bike, and the Batman cover next to it of them jumping through this fiery loop. I love it. There's a blonde in a red bikini.
Ooh, I like that
I
one.
don't know if that's like a see-through vest thing or what going on too. Yeah, some style choices happening here.
I like it.
Yeah. She needs to shave her armpits though. God, lady, come on, have some decency here.
Man, I love the old World's Finest with Batman, Robin, and Superman playing sports. I
That's awesome.
love all of them. I want all of them. They're all great. Yeah.
This
What's the,
Honda Fear is a beautiful cover too. That thing is cool.
There's that Air Pirates with the Mickey Mouse and a very questionable. I think there was something questionable about that cover at one time. I thought.
Oh, you mean because he's trafficking dope on the airplane?
Yeah, he's got some cocaine on the back.
Yeah.
Colombian gold.
That's what it was.
It literally says dope on it.
Yeah.
Hey Gabe, what's the key on the Haunted Fear?
Classic zombie cover by Ghastly Graham Ingalls, used in Sodi. And it's a diamond, which means it's like hard to find, right? Or
yeah.
I love these original Incredible Hulk books. The first 5 issues. I love these stuff. They're great.
Something is killing the children is starting to get some attention again.
Yeah,
that's
breaking $1,000 for a 9.8, man. Wow.
What do I?
That's not even that rare of a book, too. Like
I have a 98 on my wall. Yeah. I'm just
Nice.
bored.
Yeah, that's cover A, right?
Yeah, that's the regular cover. Yeah.
I have the Frizzen too, though.
Yeah, I think I have like the glow in the dark version or something. There were a lot
That's
of
not a regular book at all.
You guys, what about the Dark Knight Returns coming? The Christopher Nolan verse
What?
for Batman.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Are
You guys
they? Who's gonna play Batman?
What's his name? Same guy. What's his name? The same guy that played
Robert Pattinson?
No.
You're saying Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan?
Christian Bale, yeah.
Wait, Christian Bale's coming back as Batman?
Yeah, and they have Robins in there too.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah. You didn't see the trailer for that?
I think you got tricked by AI or something.
Yeah, right. You said Dark Knight Rises or Returns?
Yeah.
Let's fact check this, Chris.
There's already
please, somebody, because I might have been seeing AI. I don't know, but maybe. Please
That
do.
Punch comics right there, Gabe, is absolutely phenomenal.
Which one?
The Punch comics. If you
I
get
love
that,
it. This thing is
$900,
rad.
that's a steal. 1945, an all black, mostly black cover. That's freaking amazing.
Well, it's $1,000 raw, so I don't know what the grade was on it. It could be messed up and nasty.
That's
Yeah, it
classic.
could.
What year
But
was
if it
that?
has any kind of good cover appeal, I agree with you.
25.
This thing is cool.
Badass.
Yeah. I can see it like this. Almost looks like a Mike Allred cover with the way the woman's
Ooh.
drawn and stuff.
Yeah, good call. Can you tell
Yeah.
what it says? Here lies. I can't tell it says what it says.
Those who have offended the skeleton, and it's a name. It's a list of names.
You can see that? My
Ah,
God, man.
That's cool.
Marty, I think you got
Oh,
taken
damn
by AI.
Yeah, because I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, they have
I
not made
probably
any
did,
Batman
man.
announcements. And
But it did look good,
I,
though.
think, I love how Marty is probably getting tricked by everything right now. You know,
I'm probably
Like-
getting scammed somewhere. My bank account is empty somewhere.
like he's like, "Oh, Zack Snyder's coming back, everybody! I saw it on the internet. It's true."
The,
And yeah, it's
the IRS will never ask for payment in Google gift cards. Okay.
Very much so.
Was that the end of the list, Gabe?
No,
Was
I
it?
X'd out the wrong X
Oh.
on my
Oh.
tab.
All right. Well,
There we go.
Back
I'm
to
like,
it. There
I
we
didn't
go.
pull
I
it.
love that Berserker cover right there with the Keanu Reeves cover.
Yeah, that John Boy Meyer one is great. Yeah,
Yeah.
1,000 from back in the day. man.
Go. That's all I
Oh,
can
this is
think
the
of when I
unsigned one
Berserker.
too. I thought there's signed Keanu signed ones too. And those are
Dude.
coming
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Man, that Miles Morales first appearance at Ultimate Fallout keeps popping up on the list too.
But it's fallen
It's
so much.
low. It's so
Yeah.
low.
It's
Yeah.
balancing out, you know.
It's balancing.
It
You're
gets a
right.
lot of
It is
movies.
balancing. It's starting to level out now.
Yeah, it'll never be that like $4,000 980.
Right.
You know.
We'll see what happens when the new movie comes out.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we'll see a spike again. Maybe.
Yeah, it might hit $1,200.
First Ross Al Ghul right there.
Yeah, that's great. That's talk about Neil Adams cover. That's a beautiful. Neil
Yep.
Adams
Yep.
cover.
I have that one.
Yep. This Brenner
I have that
cover for
Doctor
Doctor Strange
Strange.
#1's
Yep.
always awesome.
I have that one
Okay,
too.
TiVo.
All right, TiVo. Yeah, that one too.
X-Men 9. This is the first meetup of the X-Men and the Avengers.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Ooh, Dave Stevens. Finally, we haven't
Look
seen him
at
on
that.
before.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah,
Beautiful
this is a
cover right
comics
there.
journal. Yeah, comics journal. Wow,
Mhm.
$900 for a 9.4. Very cool.
Wow.
Very sexy here. Nice cover there.
Very nice. Very nice. Well done.
This famous bunnies. I'm gonna see if I can highlight this. Another blonde in a red dress underwater.
Oh, I didn't even catch it at first. I just thought it was like part of his body.
Oh, wow.
Right, though.
It's actually really nice.
Beautiful.
Buck Rogers.
Oh, Buck Rogers and the
Yeah,
20.
we need some new Buck
20
Rogers
Oh,
stories.
no wonder
Century.
it's so great. It's a Frazetta cover. Duh.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see. I would have guessed
Does
that.
not look like Frazetta.
Talk about
But
it.
that's what we saw last time. Remember? I think it was it a couple weeks ago. We did see a comic book on the Shakers list that was a Ferretta, but doesn't typically really make the style. So this might be his earlier style on this.
Yeah. Here's another blonde in a red dress with some jaundice going on her legs.
She's wearing tights, Gabe. Those are
Oh.
You know, Buck Rogers is now public domain.
Is it really?
As of last year. I think somebody needs to get on that. Who do we want to see? Hey, Joe Madureira, why don't you get on a new Buck Rogers comic book? Okay.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. James Stocco, do the same thing. Let's go.
Nice.
Vampirella #1.
Got it.
Dude, I didn't. So the original cover for this sold on, I think it was Heritage recently. I didn't know that she was nude on the cover. Originally.
The original cover?
Yeah, she's
I didn't
nude
know
on
that
it.
either.
Yeah.
I did not know that either.
So it's cool just to see that, they just, gave her a little red
Getting taken by AI also.
We got Vampirella.
I might have known it. I remember seeing different variations of the cover, but that doesn't stand out to me. And typically a nude female would probably stand out to me, but that's beside the point. But
Well, that stands out for everybody, my friend. Yes, sir.
Oh.
Michael Turner cover. Look at that Supergirl one, man.
Yeah,
That's
this is
beautiful.
a German edition too.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. This Zelda is a price cover or a price variant apparently.
Yeah, they're when Valiant had their releases, they would do like $1.50 cover, $1.75 color, $1.95 color cover, and then like a $2.50 cover. Almost all of those early Valiants from the early 90s had price variants because they were like print on demand almost.
I love this Batman cover where he's marrying Batwoman or Batwoman, and Robin's like, "Gosh, what'll become of me now?"
Now we were talking about a little codependency earlier in the show.
Right.
I think this is a perfect
Yeah.
example of that, right?
No wonder they had problems with Batman and Robin. They were connecting dots that weren't really there.
JS says, put a link to attachment disorder, please.
Separation anxiety.
Right.
I don't know what's going on with this Mystic cover. This is awesome.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that girl. What kind of
Action
machine is she in?
Comics.
What is happening here?
Oh wow, look at that.
That looks like one of those old school, like from the 50s, where it was like
Wait a
a
minute. Is
like
she
a
in
sauna
the
or
machine
something that
or
people would sit in.
No.
This is great. I love all the
that's great.
intricate like machine parts here. This is awesome. I love
At
it.
first view, I thought she was in the machine, but then after you look in a little bit more deeper, she's actually on the chair that's behind the machine.
No,
Wait,
she's in the machine.
No, she's in the machine.
Marty's like, are you sure?
Here, Marty. Here you go.
Yeah. I need to clean my glasses, man.
Yeah, there's no chair.
It's got that old Star Trek, movable. Okay, check out that Action Comics 101 there at the right. Dude, I would
This is awesome.
I would blow
Is he-
that up and put it on my wall. That is some amazing art right there.
That's fun.
That is awesome. I think I'm gonna print a metal plate of that and put it on my wall because that's so cool.
I love it. In this issue, Superman covers the atomic bomb test. That's awesome.
So cool.
He's the reporter. He's sort of playing Clark Kent as Superman at the same time, I guess, huh?
And look at the giant camera they had back then too. I love it.
35 millimeter dual reel.
He's probably like he probably has to like crank it. There's no sound. That's awesome.
Playback is at 1.75 speed.
I love this Daredevil 7, the first red suit. This Wally Wood like run of Daredevil is fantastic, but this is great. And it has Chris's favorite shirtless superhero.
I know you love him. Lots of playtime.
That's your favorite.
I don't. Namor sucks.
Yeah.
Hate him. Unless he's wearing red trunks.
I really want a copy of this Green Lantern 76.
I used to own that, man. I had that in a 6.5 at one time, graded, and I ended up selling that.
It's so expensive. It's so expensive. Even like this is an 8.5
now.
Okay,
an 8.5 is $700. That's a little steep.
Hold on. Oh, this is crazy. Marvel Comics Presents number 68, not a key, $725.
That's weird.
What is
Good eye
going
on
on there?
That's a dollar book.
Yeah. That is weird. I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, will you click on that, Gabe? I just want to see the stats on it. Like, what was the last one before that?
Oh, last one sold was 50 cents. Let's see.
What number was it?
68.
68.
$48 for a 9.6.
Yeah, $46 for a 9.6.
I wonder
Variant
what-
cover is the newsstand is $5.
All right, let me go to eBay.
$2 book, $2 book. A couple months ago. Oh no, that's the one for. Well, here it says $484. Oh, that's fair market value. Okay, I get it now because of this kind of blew everything up.
Yeah, it ruined it.
Right. So 2 days ago, it says one sold for $725. Let me go to sold listings.
Because I'm pretty sure I have that book. I have all those Ghost Rider, like my Marvel Comics Presents books.
Do you think if you just like posted dollar books on eBay, but like marked them up to like crazy prices, people would still just buy them?
I mean,
No.
it's possible. There's always somebody that just buys stuff, right? But I think I like to think people on eBay are smart and they do research and stuff. But with that said, this thing sold for $700. Well, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if you just went on there and like just marked everything really high up?
And that Star Wars
just
book
to see if it sells or not.
Yeah.
So there's some weird stuff going on.
I can't find the auction. Yeah, there was the last 9.6 sold in February for $46.
Yeah.
I can't find the auction that this may have sold for. So
maybe some weird
it's a data
outlier.
error. Maybe the decimal got dropped. Maybe it sold for $7.25.
Maybe. Cover price. What's up? Let us know. Usually they're in the chat.
The dog.
The funniest noise. This Flintstones number one's great. $700. $700.
Flintstones number one.
Marvel Comics Presents 68.
Wow. That's so crazy, man.
There's something weird happening. I don't know.
Or 990.
It's a 9.8 though. It's a 30-cent cover a hard one to find.
I mean, usually the price variant ones are a little harder to find.
It's a 1970s.
We talked about before. There's always like select markets and stuff too. So this is probably Chicago market that they were testing it out in, or something like that.
And it's a newsstand as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so 30-cent cover was the easy one to find. 35-cent cover was the regional price.
Okay, so that's
so maybe some of the wires got crossed on the data there.
Oh, look, he fixed it. It was a miscatch with some original art.
Okay.
Oh, is the original art that sold for $700?
I guess.
For that Ghost Rider, yeah.
That's still a good price. $700 for a cover.
Yeah, that's better. That's actually a really good deal now. It went from being a terrible deal to a good deal.
Another Ghost Rider number one.
Yep. Ghost Rider stuff is always up on here, man. It's something's a brewing. Somebody knows something.
I just think it's a popular character, I mean,
well, we talked about it before, Chris. We both sell a lot of Ghost Rider stuff.
A lot of Ghost Rider. A lot. I mean, even like the glow in the dark Ghost Rider cover, right? First glow in the dark cover, but it had the gold background reprint. Man, I sell those probably once a week. It's pretty crazy. I've got a bunch of them.
It's one of the cooler glow in the dark covers ever, though, for sure.
Moon Girl.
Moon Girl.
Moon Girl. We all went to Moon Girl. Why is Moon Girl on there? Okay.
1949. I didn't know there was a 1940s version of Moon Girl.
Wow.
Well, she has no dinosaur, so who cares?
But
all right.
It's interesting.
And that is what's shaking, folks.
All right, that was it for us tonight, guys.
Sonora, shake your body down. Shake.
I'll let you go. I'm just gonna let him sit back and just I'm done.
Yeah, keep it up, Marty. You're not done yet. What's the rest of the
song? I don't know what it is.
It's karaoke night tonight, guys.
Karaoke, I guess. Yeah. Every night's karaoke.
We're gonna do a quick round table goodbyes. Chris, say your goodbyes.
Hey, thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming. Thanks for letting me hang out. CovrPrice, thanks for the list. You guys are awesome. Even if there's an occasional data input snafu, the value of what you guys bring far exceeds any minor mistake like that. CovrPrice, you guys are doing Omen's work here. And what a value that you bring to the comic community. So thank you very much. And Laura, Marty, Gabe. We got the full crew tonight. I can't remember the last time we had a full crew. Had a great time hanging out, and so happy that things are going well with everybody. And I'm exhausted because it's the third night in a row I've had to stay up late.
Oh, all right, get to sleep. You were awesome. Like, thank you for being here, Chris. As always, you just had so much. Are you playing a violin?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
playing it for
He's
Chris
like,
here and there.
smallest violin ever.
My dad used to do that to me. I hated that. All right, Gabe, say your goodbyes.
All right, everybody. Thanks again for everybody for showing up. Like Chris said, it's got to have everybody here. We're not sick or traveling or whatever kind of nonsense going on. Great to have the whole crew here. Not just us, but the whole crew in the chat, the whole Rewind squad. When they show up and they watch everything as well. So I love the little weird thing that happened with the price of that book. That created a nice long conversation with us. And that was fun. That was fun. So good night, everybody. And I hope to see Laura in Vegas pretty soon.
I hope so too, man. I hope so. We'll
I hope to
see.
see a lot of people in Vegas pretty soon. It's con season, guys. So a lot of
I hope to
traveling,
see some
a lot of-
pictures, man. Post some
different
pictures
time.
of people you run into, you know?
Just not in the bathroom, Laura.
Not in the bathroom. I know. I didn't get to see Prison. And and Matt and John are in C2E2 right now. So send us pictures of that too so we can post it, tag it. Guys, I have a little complaint though. Let Marty say goodbye. But before we go, after the show is over, leave a comment. Our live chat is fantastic, but we need to up our game on the after the show ends part. So leave a comment. Just say what your favorite book was, or if you had a book, or I don't know, say something. It helps. Marty,
Gonna help.
sign us off.
Yeah, just to echo what Laura was saying, anytime you like or you share, or even if when you comment, it adds to the algorithm, which is going to also help the channel. Let's spread the word out there, mainly because CovrPrice is doing an amazing job with all of this information that is out there and on their website, and they bring it to you for that subscription. But the information, it's all centrally located for you. It's there for you to look at in a one-stop shop, if you will. And so that helps spread the word about CovrPrice. And it brings more people to wanting to know more about comic books that are out there. Bring people to that collecting and that passion and whatever it is that drives that passion in you, if you will, or whatever floats your boat, as they say.
Amen.
Always fun as well to be on the show with the full panel. As always, I missed you guys. I love doing this. You guys be safe out there. Enjoy, the conventions coming up. I can't wait to see pictures. And just to sign us off real quick, may the comic gods continue to always bless your long boxes, and may the force be with you. Excelsior.
Excelsior. See you next week, guys.
For the entire crew, this is T-Bo saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.